So there's a really interesting mixture of books in this display. Practically the only thing they have in common is that they were all made in Quebec. Midi Perdu is probably one of the most exciting early books in the show because of the use of the blueprint or cyanotype material and process, which in 1951 was a very unconventional thing to do. And today, even today, it's not a process that's used by very many visual artists or photographers anymore. And it has this liveliness, I feel, of a drawing, and yet it's using essentially a photographic process. So he's drawn his material with his hand on some sort of film and shot from his positive drawing with UV light to expose, and I've forgotten what the technical name for this photographic paper is, but it's developed essentially very quickly from the UV light, and what we're looking at is in fact a negative, a beautiful blue negative. The interesting thing about the title, and normally I'm not all about the covers or the titles, is that Midi Perdu, which means lost noon, as soon as I saw it, had to be midnight. And I thought that was just my imagination. And it turns out to be a word play and a visual image play that the poet and the artist are trying to instigate in their visitor or their viewer. So it feels like the middle of the night, noon, midi, and minuit sound the same in Latin and in French. And this inversion represents a kind of kindred inversion to the negative-positive relationship that has created the visual art. So it's really integrated. It's really a true collaboration. I'm sure both artists were, and they both were visual and poetic people to have conceived of this jointly and used the material and process in such a perfect harmony.